Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Amy De La Cruz. I am 32 years old, residing in Malinta, Valenzuela City. I am a single mother with 2 children and 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I am the eldest in the family.
Okay, you have 2 children.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
son or daughter?
2 girls, ma'am.
Okay, you have 2 daughters. So, and you are a single mother, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, who's going to take care of your children?
My mother, ma'am.
Okay, and do you think you can control your homesick
Yes, ma'am.
if you're going to work in Hong Kong?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and are you sure that it will not be your problem and leaving your 2 daughters behind?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anyway, you're doing this for them, I think.
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing
Okay.
this for them.
Okay. And did you finish your high school?
Yes, ma'am.
How about college? Did you take any course in college?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what course?
Bachelor of Science in Customs Administration.
Are you graduated from that course?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That is for how many years?
4-year course, ma'am.
4 years. Okay. And do you have any experience working as a domestic helper abroad before?
No, ma'am.
How about in the Philippines?
Yes, ma'am.
Where in the Philippines?
Parañaque City, ma'am.
Okay, and what's the nationality of your employer?
Filipino, ma'am.
Filipino. Do they have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children?
2 children, ma'am.
Ages of?
7 years old and 4 years old.
Okay, and did you finish your contract?
Yes, ma'am.
So, if you're going to work in Hong Kong, do you think you can also finish your contract?
Yes, ma'am.
And why do you want to work in Hong Kong?
To provide for my children, especially in their studies.
Okay, because you're a single mother, so
Yes, ma'am.
you need a little sacrifice for the good future of your children, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in having children and with the children of your former employers, so at least you have an idea in taking care of children.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me how?
I help them in their assignments sometimes. I am the one who assists them in their school bus, and I feed them, and also I give them a bath.
Okay, and especially sometimes you have to play with them also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have patience in taking care of children
Yes, ma'am.
because also you are a mother, right?
Yes.
And how about the elderly? Do you have any idea in taking care of an elderly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me how can you take good care of them?
By feeding them also, assist them in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and also give them a bath.
Okay, and maybe also walking with them.
Yes.
Or are you a good listener?
Yes, ma'am.
Because some elderly wants to always talking and they are always looking for somebody to talk with, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think you can do that?
Yes, ma'am. I can do that.
Okay. And cooking, let's talk about cooking. Do you know any Chinese dishes?
Yes, ma'am.
Like what?
Noodles, fried chicken, and also steamed fish.
Okay, but if ever that your employer will ask you to learn more of the Chinese dishes and the other kind of dishes, are you willing to learn?
Yes, ma'am. I am willing to learn.
Okay, and if you're going to work in Hong Kong, do you think you can finish your contract?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you willing to accept day off set by your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Even it will be on the weekdays?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that is your time to check on your daughters, right?
Yes,
So, to ask how are they?
Yes, ma'am.
But if your employer will tell you that you cannot use your phone during working days, is that a problem?
No problem, ma'am.
Okay. I can see that you have a long hair.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you willing to cut it short if ever your employer will ask you?
Yes, ma'am.
No problem.
No problem, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know any nursery rhyme?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I hear it, please?
Yes, ma'am. The Barney song. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Okay, for sure you know a lot of nursery rhyme because you have 2 children, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how about the marketing? Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am, even alone.
Even alone. That's good. And can you give me your short message for your future employer?
To my future employer, I promise that I will do my best, and I am a hardworking, responsible, and trustworthy person.
Okay, and what else can you tell them?
I tell them that I will do my best in my work for them to satisfy on my performance.
Okay, and can you operate electrical appliances?
Yes, ma'am.
Like what?
Like microwave oven, washing machine, vacuum cleaner.
Okay, and with your former employer, do they have car?
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
2.
2 cars. Are you the one washing the car?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And how about pets?
Yes, ma'am. They have pets.
They have pets? What?
2 dogs.
2 dogs. And how about you? Do you love pets?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so no problem. If ever your employer will, for example, somebody will hire you and they have already pets in the house, so it's not a problem with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you willing to obey the rules and regulations inside the house of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you commit mistake, what are you going to do?
By saying sorry and not do it again.
Okay, and I'll give you one situation. For example, the baby keeps on crying, and for yourself, you are sure that you already changed the diaper and you already feed the baby, and now you don't know the reason why the baby keeps on crying. For you to make sure if the baby is sick, so what are you going to do?
I will carry the baby,
And then,
I will take her or his temperature.
okay, for you to make sure if the baby is sick.
Yes, ma'am.
And now that you are sure that the baby is sick, and what is the second step?
I call my employer and tell them that the baby is sick.
Okay, so you have to inform them what is happening, and
Yes, ma'am.
if the baby is sick, and if they will ask you or they will tell you that you have to bring the baby to the family doctor, to the hospital, do you think you can do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Alone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you ride the bicycle?
No, ma'am.
Can you drive?
No,
No,
ma'am.
also. Okay, it's okay. I think that will be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.